Hello everyone, welcome back to Sri Lankan Geek Talk Show. So after 2 weeks, we back to business. Hi Sumudhu.
Hi, Suru. Yeah. Today, actually, we are missing one speaker. So,
Yeah.
Shankar had.
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. These days, actually, he's planning his wedding. So he has to go here and there.
Yeah, he's a busy man now.
So let's.
He's enjoying his
see
last
him.
days as a bachelor.
He's planning to get rid from his free life. Okay.
Yeah. I think the gap was more than 2 weeks. I can't even remember the last day we recorded the podcast.
Yes, it's 2 weeks.
Is it?
Gap.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yes,
a lot
yes.
happened, right? So Vesak happened. Like, did you do anything special for this Vesak?
Vesak. Nothing particularly, but we plan few like how do you call it? Like we rescued some animals
Oh.
and we gave them to few people. So that's one thing that we have done for the Vesak. But no Vesak lanterns, no dansal this time, nothing.
I think after like 3 or 4 years, the Sri Lankans got to like enjoy Sri Lankan New Year and Vesak a little bit. So I saw like
Yes,
in the road and all, so it was very busy, and Colombo roads were jammed in traffic, I think. So like in around 2019, it didn't happen probably because of the Easter tax, I think, as I can remember. And in 2020, Corona happened, and last year we had the Aragale and those whole issues. Even though the country is like reviving from a bankruptcy now, people like actually think got the freedom to go out and have bit of an enjoyment. Not sure about the financial situations though.
So however people are enjoying. Yeah, even I can't I even forgot what is Toran like. now I have experience like very like in Maharagama, Kottawa, and even in Horana, like the Torang were very like people like gathered around and enjoying a lot. Good to see those. So unfortunately, I heard few rumors that now, as you know, like we are not paying the international debt. So the China whatsoever, like we are not. Still, we are consuming everything, like we stock every dollars, and now that's why even the dollar rate is a little bit going down. But eventually when we start paying off the debt,
it will again.
I am pretty sure like it will go up again. Okay, that is something about Sri Lanka. For the people who don't know about Sri Lanka.
So I heard like so you had this interesting story to talk about today.
Yeah, before that I think I have showed you, and for the sake of listeners, like I don't know whether it's a spam or not, but we have received an email in last week from that's our podcast is ranked around 143, as I remember, in United Arab Emirates under the technology category in Apple Podcast. Even though it's past the century, it's we have a rank. Okay. So since Sumudhu, like now, since we hear a lot of this artificial intelligence, like like have you watched the keynote of this Google I/O? Have you watched?
Not really. I just like I couldn't watch it but I like watched few of the YouTubers reviews on the Google Pixel products and all, but I was not able to look into what they have done with the AI stuff this time.
Yeah.
I think like I saw
So
like memes where they're like most of the thing that
exactly.
CEO talked about was AI, right? Yeah.
Actually, even though it's a meme, like it's the true story. Like now, even I think this time in the Google I/O, like every product, every feature that they have introduced is based on AI. So yeah, it's quite interesting, like how this artificial intelligence come to our life now. It's very closer to our life now, even though like a few years back, like we talk about it and we haven't experienced much, but now like it's now it's in our hand.
Yeah.
We can use it in our daily activities. Have you started using ChatGPT for your for your job or whatsoever?
Yeah, so I like actually at the earlier time I didn't actually got to use it, but lately I used the help of it to simply like generate emails, write responses, write reviews, or like fill out evaluation forms and those kind of stuff. Like, so what I mainly do is like give the points that ChatGPT needs to cover, and then tell ChatGPT to generate this or this. So like, for example, if it is a Google location review, I am saying write a Google review, like review for this restaurant, including these points. And like it has been very successful. So I got like I was like actually like the results amazed me, because like for example, if it is a review about restaurant, like if I give around 10 points, and if the first point and the last point is interconnected, like ChatGPT has the intelligence to make them into one paragraph and to like order it in a correct flow. So for example, if I had 10 points and they were marked like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, ChatGPT doesn't generate the review in that specific order. Like it knows what is the most ideal way to approach for the review. So it sometimes might explain about the point 9 as the first step, and then it will go about explaining other points, and then it will conclude the review with another point. So like it actually amazed how well it wrote those things. And also I used it for like writing responses for few emails, and also recently I did some interviews to our company, and like usually after the interview we need to fill some feedback evaluation forms, right? But like I was busy in between meetings, so I didn't have time to like put like more suitable words and like properly describe the candidate. So I used the help of ChatGPT by like I like make the prompt something like write a evaluation feedback report that can be sent for the HR, like highlighting these strengths, and I listed down those strengths, and highlighting these weaknesses, listed them down, and also like why we should hire him, something like that. And then it like took all the points, and like so based on the prompt that we generate, it knows how formal or how informal it should be. And sometimes like some of my points were informal, so it simply dropped them out, which were not suitable for that review. So it's actually like it really amazes me so how useful it can be in the future. And I think already there are like plugins that can be used for email responses, right? And also I think Google I/O also launched that Gmail reply something I saw, I'm not sure, for automatically generating responses for emails and all. Was it there in the keynote, or was it the
yes
was it?
Yes,
it was there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So surely like
actually,
earlier like we need to put words and we need to make that sentence attractive, or like we need to like make the tone by ourselves. But now due to these AIs we can simply make it to generate those things by simply giving the content. So it's very helpful lately. So yeah. and I saw like
Actually,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, actually, we missed the best person to talk about this usage. Like, I heard Dishankar is even using it to find bugs,
Oh
to
really?
write unit test. Yeah, unit test. Like, even like, like we have the projects that he's working. He has integrated a few payment gateways. Even he's using ChatGPT to find out the error codes, why this payment gateway giving this error, that error.
Oh
Like,
really?
he's using it. Yeah. He's using it for next level. Like,
Yeah, I was also going to
even
like
now.
speak on that. So I saw, yes, in the last day when I went to office, so one of our principal architects were even using that to generate codes, and he just simply copied the
Exactly.
code and pasted and tried out in a project. So I was amazed, like even such experienced developers with around 20 years of experience using the help of AI. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's inspired me to use ChatGPT for our day-to-day life. So even like now, then like I came across ChatGPT and Bard from Google. So then I was looking the differences between these two. Both are like human interactively working the chatbots. But when I dig deeper, like the ChatGPT is more interactive than the Bard. The main difference is the architectures that they have trained and designed the AI. So Bard is more into giving the accurate information and like and like giving, like, it's not interactive like the ChatGPT, but
It is
like
accurate.
if we want, yeah, it's accurate and have more information than ChatGPT. But when it's come to interaction, the ChatGPT is far more ahead than Bard.
Actually, like I haven't used ChatGPT for any like to retrieve any information or to get any validity of the information or anything, but I simply used it to do tasks for me, like generate something with this to content. So I am giving the data and like I am giving the facts and let it write along with it. So because of that, like the accuracy is not an important like thing for me out of these
Yeah,
usage.
exactly.
And like talking about these tools, have you used GitHub Copilot?
Sorry, Samudra?
GitHub Copilot.
No.
It's also like generative AI. So like, have you seen any? I think you should have seen videos of it. So simply like so it's like it's a plugin where we can integrate. I think it has support to even JetBrains IDEs. And so the thing is, like, we can simply write a comment and it will generate the code. So for example, if we need to write a helper function to convert a string to an integer, and also to return an error if that string is not convertible to, like, if it is not a numeric, then we can like simply write the comment. Copilot will do the rest and generate us that like the function. Yeah. And also it even I think it can also be used to identify bugs or any exceptions. So I even haven't like used it in real, like in a real use scenario, but I heard like some developers that I know are using it. Like, so for example, there are a lot of repetitive tasks that we need to do, right? So when building up a service, so most of my fellow developers use that to generate those boilerplate level tasks. And also like, even though we are experienced in a specific language, there are times we need to Google, for example, if we need to convert like check whether a check whether a string is a float or an int. So we might have to we might not remember the syntax exactly. So
exactly.
So the users of this tool told me, like, in scenarios like that, it's very easy because we don't have to leave the IDE and go to Google. We can simply write a comment using this plugin, it will generate. So, and I think
It's quite
yeah,
amazing.
there was an issue for this product as well because I heard like they had overused their access to the GitHub repositories and trained the model on the existing code bases. I saw that there were like legal like implications around this.
Regarding the privacy.
Yeah. And like my friends,
Yeah.
like the people who use this told me, like there is a tendency where this can like feed the like access tokens and all back to other users. So we should like be cautious when using this in like production level services, because if any like authentication thing is being read by it, it can like get to its data stores so that other people might get those results.
Yes. Yeah, that's like totally based on the data that we give the model to train, right?
Yeah.
Like we have to be cautious about it. Yeah, it's like it's quite amazing, like how things are evolving. Yeah. When we talk about evolving, like I will tell you one story about this. What happened to this Kodak company? You know Kodak, right? Since you are more into photography,
Yeah.
you have.
So we had those
You
reels
must have.
and cameras. But I don't know the like exact history and what's the downfall and what's the rise of it. So I know like Kodak is like since we used cameras and those film cameras, I knew about it.
Yeah. So actually, this Kodak company was invented in 1888. Like it has a great history because I think they are the like king of the filmmaking industry. So for every movies, like they have provided these films, and even they have created these cameras. So actually they were very successful company at that time. So but when the things are evolving, one of the engineer who worked in Kodak, I think his name is Steven Sasson. In 1975, like he was discovered, like he was invented this digital camera. Like it was not a very successful product, but it was the first version of this digital camera. Like he was able to create a prototype actually, and a device that capture an image digitally. So he wanted to like develop this prototype further and like create a actual product within the Kodak company. So he was trying to demonstrate this prototype within the company and like for the management. But the management decision was like, since they are making more profit using films and the existing products, they were refused this suggestion came from the same engineer who worked in the same company. So this engineer Steven Sasson, like he went to Sony. Then he took his product and went to the Sony, and Sony instantly accepted the prototype and started to work on it. So at that time, like even the Sony management understood that this will take few years, but still it's worth to like adapt to these new technologies, like rather than using films and these old technology in camera. So when the digital camera comes to the industry, eventually the Kodak company had to lose. Like now in 2000, I don't think even in 2000, after the 2012, I think the Kodak company has officially stopped.
Yeah, I think they filed
the
for
operations.
bankruptcy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So that's why, like, even when these AI products and these technologies comes to our life, we have to adapt.
Yeah.
we cannot reject these things. We have to use it cautiously and make it work.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what-
the same thing happened to Nokia, right? So like
Yes,
it's
exactly.
still in business, but they lost the like popularity. So when I can remember like back in 2010s, and when I was small, like Nokia was one of the leading mobile phone brands. Like
Actually, it was the leading
yeah, it was leading,
mobile
right?
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have only like Sony Ericsson and some other brands like that, right? And LG, there are
Yes,
few
yes.
phones in LG, but Nokia was like
Motorola.
yeah, Motorola. But Nokia was like they were ahead of their game. Like, can you remember the
Yeah,
Snake game
exactly.
and all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember how many phone models that they had?
Yeah.
Like every year, and like even twice a year, like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
twice, two models per year.
Yeah, they had like
Like
models called Express Music or something lineup
yes.
that had lights around the phone with the play pause button.
Yeah.
I had a phone with that, so like they were very reliable and robust. Like, but
Yes.
I think their CEO
Like,
like
the products are
apologized.
very
Yeah, saying that they didn't make the right move to adapt to like smartphone technologies. Like instead of going for Android at that time, they stick with Microsoft, and that was a flop. And but even the Lumina phones, like the Microsoft OS phones, were great at that
Lumia,
time.
yeah.
Like they had a huge lineup, and they had many cameras. But I think
Yes.
what they thought was I think they thought they can like compete with Apple. Since Apple is not using an Android system, they thought they can keep up with it through Microsoft. But yeah, later that decision made the company lose business. And now I think they are releasing. They have few phones with Android OS, right?
Android, yes. The problem is, like, even though when they started using Windows OS in their mobile phones, it was late.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah, it was late, but that's great that they have may move into smartphone industry. But even at that time, the Apple and Android, like, they were leading in the market, and there were no any developers who are available to develop apps for the Windows.
Yeah.
Because the number of mobile phones usage worldwide is very minimal, so the effort and the cost to develop mobile apps specifically for Windows apps, like most of the vendors reject to develop mobile app versions for the Windows.
Yeah.
So at the like later stage of this era, like Windows mobile apps started to support Android apps APKs as well, but I don't know where it went. Like,
I'm
still
not
I
sure
think
whether there is a Windows mobile operating system now. Don't think so.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's stopped, right?
Yeah,
They
but
took it.
like I can't remember the exact model, but my father had one Lumia phone. So it was not like the highest end one, but like around it was a mid-range one, and like the experience and the smoothness was very great. The only thing was the compatibility issues, and the camera was also good. Like they actually like made a competing product which can compete with iPhones at the time. The only thing was the market and the developers didn't adapt to it. So
Yeah,
the reason was they were like late to the game. So it's like basically
yeah. So if they wanted to compete, like, they have to burn a lot of cash to compete for few years. Like, even though it's they didn't took the risk, because at that point they were already lost a lot of money. So maybe that's the reason.
So there are companies like that which not sure like how long Apple and Android, Google can like be in the market, but like in the current day of the world, I think they will rule the market for a long time. So like Apple and Android, like they do have a different type of business model, right? So they are not dependent on the phones. They like provide the services and depend on that.
Yes, exactly. So have you heard like there are few ChatGPT versions like in 2020 I think they have released their first ChatGPT version. Uh, so later in 2000 I think 2020, yeah, 2020 they have released ChatGPT 3, right?
Yeah.
With the 175 billion parameters. Uh, Now I think they are going to upgrade it to
ChatGPT 4. Yeah.
ChatGPT 4. Yeah.
I think like they
So
already
I
have
think.
released one. I think it's in beta. Few of my friends actually like own the pro version of ChatGPT. So like the subscribed version. I think it's around $10 per month. So I am like not sure what are the like special benefits on top of the free version, but as I can remember, they do have access to ChatGPT 4, and there are few like new features that are not like exposed to the free tier given to them. Like recently, I saw one like message from one of my friend about like indexing something. I can't remember the exact usage of it. So there are like new features around ChatGPT which are not exposed to the free tier. And is like Bart fully released or is it still in beta?
I think it's still in beta.
So like how can we get access? Is it like open to anyone or do we need to go wait in a
No, I
waiting
think
list?
it's open to anyone. Like if you go to bard.google.com, you can register with your existing Gmail and use it. It says experiment, so definitely it should be in the beta version. We'll see. So let's see like what could happen after ChatGPT 4 come to the scene, since it's not fully released, so it's not open to everyone. But when it's come to the public usage, people might use it well.
Yeah. So like okay, I found the text message. Like so in ChatGPT 4, like they have browsing and plugin support, something like that. So I think in earlier versions, like if we, for example, like if we create a prompt like how many iPhone 14 Pros can fit in a boot of a special given vehicle, I don't think like it searches in the web and makes the answer. But currently it shows a pop-up saying, okay, this is like a unique question. To answer that we need to search for the dimensions, and it says like browsing dimensions of an iPhone 14 and then browsing the dimension of that specific vehicle's boot capacity, and then it does the mathematic calculation and returns the answer. So there are it has support for things like that. And also in the current version, can it like if we say, for example, if we give a link to a Reddit post and ask to summarize the comments, can it do it? Because I haven't used it or something like that.
Even I haven't tried that.
I think it shouldn't, because
it could be possible, right?
It might be.
No?
Because like my friend says like in the newer version it is possible. Not sure whether it's there in the old version.
Right.
So it advances like that. And actually like if we look into the past, so at every era there was a type of AI. So if we look way back into 2000s, even like the Tetris game that you mentioned about in a few movies, like that also had some level of artificial intelligence, right? So like like at for the time being it was the greatest artificial intelligence. Like for example, if we take GTA game, it has NPCs which are controlled by AIs. So like there were advanced artificial intelligence like for each and every era, and now like this is the latest version of it, which is accessible via these chatbots and all. like even at the time, even like I can remember the Windows released Cortana and Google released Google Assistance. Like they were way ahead. Like for the time being, it was very like next level, and we thought like it's the end is near and they will conquer us at every stage. So
can you remember like before coming to this AI, like in Microsoft Word you have a Word
Clipper.
assistant?
Yeah.
Have you used it?
Clipper.
Yeah, Clipper.
And also there was a dog, something like I can remember in Windows XP.
Yes, there's a dog.
Yeah.
We can change it to different characters, but
it was like way ahead of the game when we look back. So actually a few of my friends had a good chat about this like few months back. Like many people are scared now because they are saying like the AI will take over the world, and like lot of rumors, like lot of different views are shared about this like rapidly generating AI and stuff. So in that only like we reasoned out few scenarios like that, because at every stage there are a set of like group of people who are against these developments and who say like the world will collapse due to this. But at the end of the day, like even though ChatGPT has the knowledge of the whole world and like can hack into government websites, for instance, like we say like it can hack into a nuclear plant and launch missiles, but since they still don't have a conscience, I don't think like they will do that by themselves. So there should be a human person who is triggering that, right? So
yeah, exactly.
So even like if we go back 5 years back, so there were like hacking tools and stuff that we can use manually to do that process, but now the only thing that is difference is, so this is just another tool which makes that process a little bit easier. That's all. Like
easier.
It doesn't mean like it will think on their own and today I need to hack into a nuclear power plant and do this. So, but most of the news but like people who are not aware of these technologies think like the AI will now is in a stage that it can think on its own and conquer humans. So like even
that this mentality is coming like when it's come to a Google Home device, when you ask any question, when you say hello, like they reply back. They reply back with the robotic voice and they give different answers. So the first impression that's coming to our mind is like there's a person behind it. Like, so we think these programs as a person. But they are not, like just like you said, they are tools.
So it's like it's how we use them. So we can use the tool to do good things and also to do bad things. So
bad thing.
It's simply like as a knife. So we can use it to cut vegetables and also to kill a person, basically. So it's same when it comes to AI. But like with the development of AI, like there are some restrictions that are placed by the AI itself, right? So we can't tell ChatGPT to hack a website. So that's against the legal rules. And in the future there might be legal complications to these like chatbots, because like based on how they have like used the data to train these models. Because as I mentioned, even that Github's Copilot chatbot, like not the chatbot, it's an AI that has used some repositories, and they like some users claim that they have even used the private repositories to train those data. So and like similarly these can you remember like a few months back there was a trend of like AI generated art and all? So these tools they had so there were many complaints against it because they copy the styles of different artists, and how like can artist copyright policy can be like maintained during these things. So in the future we might have to like use legal rules and restrictions around these things. So because like
using the data,
like those generative like visual generating AI, so like if we say to generate like an art similar to Mona Lisa, it will do it, because but the credits will not go to the original author or the person who drew that original painting.
Exactly. But the same model has trained by the same artist. Yeah, yeah. Actually, the use cases are has a like huge range. Like even when it's come to this the some products using the different payment gateways, there are a lot of frauds happening, like the card frauds. Different stakeholders. Like there are a lot of use cases that we can use these data to train a model and find frauds automatically using an AI. Actually, so there are a lot of use cases, and
actually, like I think fraud detection systems are there already, which uses data analytics, different technologies, but not sure whether they are using any like AI like these like lately generative those AIs stuff, but data analytics are used, right, to identify frauds and all.
So mostly what they're using is set of rules that they have created from the existing data set, when
like
when the new data pattern analysis, exactly, not an AI.
And like even like I can remember, but I'm not like sure about this story. So in the legal, like in the election campaign that was conducted by Gotabe in 2019, so they it like I read an article, but I can't like remember what's the name of the article, and also I don't know the credibility of this story. So that article claims that they used some sort of an analytical program to analyze the like interest of people. So this was specially done for social media campaigns. Like for example, if I am like if the ads are targeted against me, so I will be mostly interested in these technologies, IT and vehicles or something like that, let's say. So the ads that were like campaign ads that were coming for me were around them. For example, like ads targeting saying like PayPal will be legalized in Sri Lanka, and free internet or like unlimited internet packages, and vehicle imports and these taxes will be reduced. So like those ads were targeted for me, and for different person, let's say a person who is interested in college education, something like that, so like free education and like benefits for education. So those ads were targeted for them. Like then the first like we perceive saying that this is the real person, this person addresses all my problems, like we get a personal touch in that. So like it says like the same tool was used by Trump in his election in US. So the same same organization worked with the Rajapakshas in 2019. Like I'm not sure about the credibility. Like this is a article, and also one of my friend also spoke about this recently. That's why I like remembered it, but not sure whether they have used it. It's not a credible source. Like it looks like they have.
There's a possibility.
They have hired a separate organization that, and it says claims like that same organization worked with Trump for his election as well.
Okay. Nice story.
So that's that's how we like existing data analytics tools are used in like manipulating people. So it's the same way. Like it's just a tool.
Exactly. So it's end of the day, it's a very smart way to use the data. Okay, so do I think we have spent almost 40 minutes. So I think we can conclude the discussion for today. Let's hope the next session we can take Ishank as well. And let's plan it to do it on next Sunday as well, hopefully.
Let's see.
Okay. So is there anything that from your side, Sumudhu, before conclude the session?
Actually, no. So the thing is, was recently I have been busy, because of that I couldn't like come up with a plan or anything for this podcast. Since Isuru had some interesting stories, we got enough data to talk for around 40 minutes.
So, yeah, actually, even though we haven't planned today's session, but it went well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully the listeners might think the same.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Okay then.
Yeah.
So have a great week. Wish you. We don't have anything to wish, right?
Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.